6K cinema treats. That's a lot of treats. Be on the lookout. Sure. I spent most on a what to say. That's the best way to spend your points, really. I usually save up for 100K first, but it's too good to pass up. So real, so real. Here, just for you, in honor of having 66.6K Sentinel treats. Just for you.
What the Sigma?
Of course, of course. How we doing? I was gonna switch screens earlier, but I was finishing my snack first. Hi guys! How we doing? Hello! We're back again in the Ace Attorney Investigations collection. Maybe today we'll finally beat the tutorial. Who knows? Oh man, oh man. Let's hop into it, shall we? Yeah. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Right. What were we doing? I don't remember. Oh. Was there something else? Was there something else here to examine? Oh! The basketball hoop got moved. Didn't even notice. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir! Oh. Hello? There we go. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. Gumshoe, you angel. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take a note of this. Oh, okay, I see what he did. He moved his basketball hoop and swapped the nameplates to trick Maggie into opening Edgeworth's door instead of his door. Sitting in front of Portsman's office, there are signs it's been moved. Okay. There we go. Finally! That's the last thing I had to do. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Yeah, you're handsome, sir. Huh? How so, sir? Yeah, I was wondering about the basketball hoop because if the killer tried to trick Maggie, then he'd have to move it. Yeah. In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. Oh damn, he's so smart and so cool. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it! That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. Gumshoe, you just learned what logic is a couple hours ago. I'd calm down if I were you. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on Truth's door. Damn, Edgeworth, that was so cool of you. You're so swagger. He's just been standing there. Yeah, he's just been standing there for an hour while we were investigating outside. That's hilarious. March 14th, 5:12 a.m., High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. No, traumatic day for me. I'm so sorry. No. Huh. Okay, looking good. You there, take care of this. What? Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call up your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of a joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jock Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. I don't know if I can go on watching. I'll PRB. Oh. You're good, man. You're good. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Von Karma mention. Don't you say that bastard's name. The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. Until that time some twerp got him accused of murder in the middle of his trial. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations. You know? Stop doing that! Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth... Miles Edgeworth, you need to speak a little faster. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only... Miles Edgeworth. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Here we go! Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. Suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. Rebuttal. No idea what sort of harebrained idea I have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? With the master key. Have you ever heard of the master sword? I mean... Objection! Objection. I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Objection! Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Like that. You asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. Well, why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Heh, yeah, I suppose I did that. By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. Oh, I don't even have to I thought I was gonna have to present evidence of that. I'm just like, I don't need evidence. I just speak the truth.
That's right. They do slide out pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression that the door she was opening was yours, and not in fact mine. The basketball hoop. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? It was the dead body.
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir?
It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture's a little off the racetrack. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. Okay, dude.
My jacket's not dirty. I'll have you know. I just watched it yesterday.
Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Okay, Edgeworth, calm down. You gotta stop. You gotta stop talking sometimes. You think you're sounding cool, but you just sound really off. I hate this guy's jacket. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. Do we have evidence that he wasn't? Let's press that.
Hold it!
I didn't think Edgeworth could be any more sus, but here we are. And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow! You must be the buffest prosecutor we have! With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. Damn, he got him. He roasted him. I was doing my usual workout, so... Okay. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would actually stand on up on their own. Then what about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. Mr. Portsman, have you ever been to court? If you were the defendant, you'd be convicted. That's it. That's all they need. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. Okay, so I'm guessing it's the note, because he would have, like, seen the note if he was in his room.
Objection!
Got it. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." Oh, I didn't even notice that. Does it say that? Look, but it looks like you're out. It does say that. I didn't even notice. I was just thinking, like, oh, if he was in his room and he left, he would have maybe noticed the note. That makes more sense. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
Ah, it's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! I know prosecutors need a gimmick, but it's the first prosecutor I've come across, I quite frankly don't understand why I become one in the first place. He was far better doing something relevant to sports. You say that, but think about some other prosecutors, like Clavier Gavin, who is literally famous rock star. Like, you'd think he'd devote more of his time to that than legal stuff. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. And the doorknob?
Take that!
Yes. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. Sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Didn't Godot just wake up from a coma and become a prosecutor? Granted, he was a defense attorney, but switch sides as soon as possible. Yeah, Godot wakes up from his coma and just literally just goes, alright, time for revenge, time to become a prosecutor, even though that's not my field of study. Her prints? What did they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What?
Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already.
And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and mine own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Further, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, Even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse.
That's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size.
But you can't prove that, can you? That's fair. That's pretty valid of him.
Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like, you'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes, sir! I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see, all of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Portsman's alibi. Okay, memory serves, she came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? Okay, let's just start pressing.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however... Yes, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But exactly that time I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yep. Right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. The ace attorney. Ayo. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. Oh, that's just it. Uh-oh. You there. Sir! Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe!
Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? Mr. Portsman's alibi? The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? Ooh. I need to calmly think this through one more time. And with logic. The culprit rearranged my files twice. Once before, once after the murder. Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? Mr. Portsman's alibi. I'm guessing it's this, because the files were arranged twice. Evidence points to the shelves being disturbed once before and once after the murder. But who is to say that the person who did it the second time is the same as the first? Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. Okay, and then there was another handgun, so... If indeed there were two culprits, then that resolves the contradiction behind our murder weapon. Despite the fact that there are 2 bullets here in this room, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, leaving the possibility that the other bullet was fired from the other visitor's gun. Furthermore, if we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great. So you've finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, that doesn't cause some sort of contradiction in the facts. Doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. That's crazy. What do you mean 2? It explains both when my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is not the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? Why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? Probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess.
Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room.
Oh, that makes sense while it was stolen later.
And then searched my room and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. I stole the 0 file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice and the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? I'm just wondering who the second person was. Maybe someone related to a case that Portsman was working on. He was being given money or whatever to make sure he's got the guilty verdict. I don't know. Maybe the second person's gonna be someone who pops up later in the game. No idea. Because it feels weird to shoehorn in a second person in now, unless they're going to become relevant later. The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. I just think it's wild, like a common thief, like breaks in, sees a dead body, and still goes, huh, weird, and steals, just steals what they're coming for and just leaves. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood the scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument, for which you have no evidence. Your superstition that I was the first visitor. Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
Don't say that, sir.
I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie, I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. Rude. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? What's up with this theme? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. He might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. To repeat myself, as I've already said, I was training in my room, and when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down in criminal affairs. Let's talk about that. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Huh, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Okay, he brought me 2 items, but wasn't there 3? Yeah, okay.
Objection!
I thought so. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Got him. Roasted him. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully.
Ah! It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe I got tripped up by some simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Yeah. Detective Gumshoe? You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Looked like he's about to punch him. What? Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Uh-oh. Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. Why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. God, no. Please, not a videotape. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna watch it. Okay, well. Oh, there it is. Ah, that's blood, isn't it? I thought we were gonna have to watch the video. Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video.
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? If I had to take a guess, I'd say the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible, Oh. Oh my god, he ate it! Well. Good luck whatever defense attorney has to deal with him. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. Still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies.
Oh, it was nothing, really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir.
Girl. Girl.
If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. Why would you say he was corrupt? Well, yeah, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? Manfred von Karma. And they say he decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
Murder is lucky, oh boy. Oh, Maggie. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Well, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? And Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that. He killed a guy. He killed a guy, Gumshoe. Come on. I didn't say that. But rather, there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. Yeah, I was wondering about this. We haven't used it.
Take that!
The person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was? And what happened to the stolen pages? The 8 pages. Slender Man. I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. Oh. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A 3-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Edgeworth, he didn't know what logic was earlier. Give him some slack. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about? Yes. It is the mark of the great thief. Ooh. Ooh, how do you say that?
Hey! Bridget Carroll, thank you for the follow.
Hello, hello. Mask, the great thief, Master Mask. Yatagarasu. Yeah, Yatagarasu. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Yo, that's sick. That's a sick silhouette. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. The noble Yatagarasu, vigilante of the business world, reappears. Yatagarasu haunts embassy. Mercurial news. Interesting. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. They've done made a Yu-Gi-Oh card in
Ace Attorney character.
The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Okay. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media. Interesting. Along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. Interesting. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. We beat the tutorial! What a setup! I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Turnabout Airlines. Ooh boy. That silhouette. Turnabout Airlines. Let's go. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Ooh. I'm happy people get to enjoy the investigations game. Whoa! Ooh. Go you. Yes. Everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise.
Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts.
Aw, dang. Oh, no, Miles. I'm happy people get to enjoy the Investigations games, especially Investigations 2. It's very nice now that they're out, and especially Investigations 2 being translated in English and stuff. Oh, it's so nice. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Oh. Yo, you good, man? You good? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Plot twist, Miles has been dead this entire time and the spirit medium's been channeling him for years. That'd be a hell of a twist. That'd be crazy. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oh, pff, nice one. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake. Oh! First off, an elevator in an airplane? That's crazy. Secondly, poor Miles. He's really suffering here. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know. Oh. Okay. He's monologuing to himself about the DL6 incident. That's so funny. Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. No! DL6 mentioned! Take a shot. Take a shot for DL6. Oh my god, they even got the graphic back. Let's go. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Is this your first time seeing an elevator since the incident? Oh. What the? Oh no, not a dead body in the elevator. Why are they targeting Miles Edgeworth so bad with this case? Dead? Let's look for Manfred von Garma, guys. He's gotta be here somewhere. What the? Oh boy, PTSD. Oh damn. What in the world happened? Oh no.
Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat.
He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, look at him. Also, that law book is huge. Look at him in proportion to everything else. Oh my god. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class.
Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight.
An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? So this is what Maya feels. Poor Maya.
Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated.
But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off.
Please, there is no need to feel threatened.
This little kid don't care. He's just eating away. He don't care. He's like, murder? Whatever.
We have already apprehended the culprit.
Oh, I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Huh. Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Finally, someone says it. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body.
So you say. However, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant.
Oh, is that right?
I know what I saw, and there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up.
What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about?
We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. How am I supposed to investigate if I'm tied up?
Did they tie him up with rope? That's hilarious. Your situation. I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Teniro, is it?
Yes.
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance? To do what?
A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you mean by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing to give him a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick.
Of course, as you wish.
Good. Very well then. Let's get started.
I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. Lady, you have to believe me, I would never do that. I thought I did before. I thought I killed my father in an elevator. But I know the real culprit behind this crime. It's Manfred von Karma. Let's go get him. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Miss Teniro saw.
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there, with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon.
No.
So if you'd please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
Oh hey, we already got a bunch of stuff. The victim was seated in first class like myself, but I don't know his name. Rhoda Teniro, age 24, a GoU Airlines flight attendant charged with taking care of first class. Travel wallet picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. It isn't mine, so whose is it? Crime scene notes. Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, stopped at the first floor lounge. Details, meals, movies, and other services inside. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone. Okay.
So if you please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
That's it? That's her evidence?
I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Yeah, I saw it too. Swear to tell the whole truth. Yeah. Where's the part about the dripping blood from the murder weapon? Seen this over the elevator. It was used then and there. It was fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. No, it was dripping off this travel wallet.
Objection!
Miss Teniro.
What is with all the yelling all of a sudden?
Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Teniro. You say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct?
Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
But your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
What?
I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is?
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Teniro.
What? Impossible!
Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice.
Huh. Then...
Did someone die? Did that beautiful flight attendant kill them? This guy died. That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist.
No!
There. That should clear up that pesky accusation.
Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please?
She's trembling, and the tacked on please at the end sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
She's a persistent one. Is it gonna be the victims? Persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Teniro, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
All right. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
He deserved death. Grape juice stains on the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice. However, I didn't do it out of ill intention. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. Oh, wait, what did the passport say? Oh, hey! Republic of Virginia. Interesting. The passport's all that's in here. Yeah, okay. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree?
Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself. Republic of Virginia, passport, type P, surname Hicks, given names Acby Hicks. Nationality, Republic of Virginia, sex M. Okay. This is... Uh-oh, she's gonna say we stole it. Just as I thought.
This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Acby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property.
Picked up off the floor in the front of the elevator. There is but a passport inside.
You stole the victim's wallet. Didn't you?
How dare you?
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is.
No, not her logic. She has that superpower too. Dang. Dang. Well, gamers. Well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the stream. We beat the tutorial, and we started episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Very exciting stuff. When is it appropriate to leave my work group chat? Because, like, I left my work. Bye. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I'm always watching.
Thank you guys for joining me. It's been fun. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for the stream. No problem.
Just from the shadows.
Gonna send you all off on little rates, say hi's, and some love. I'll catch y'all later. Bye, guys.
I'm sending you off at 5, 4,